On my way home from school, I was picking through the trash bins along the sidewalk when I heard voices coming from down the alley. Hey, straight A student, lend a guy some cash. Nope, it was Mason, the top of the class. No money? You're not supposed to be loaded? Bankrupt, short and sharp, didn't seem in the mood to play games. I froze mid-reach, holding my breath. Was I supposed to keep picking up the bottle or just drop it? Then I heard something strange. Asterisk ugh. So tired of this. Wish I could just punch them. Asterisk, no cameras around. No one see me if I did it. Asterisk, my stomach dropped because that voice was Mason's, but he hadn't even spoken out loud. Could it be his thoughts? Just as I was catching my breath, I didn't notice where I'd stepped. Crack. Oh no, I took off running, but a hand grabbed the back of my shirt and yanked me to a stop. Then I was shoved hard into a narrow alleyway. Boss, there's some sneaky dude over here. The so-called boss gave me a quick once-over, then clocked the blonde kid who'd pulled me in. Your brain short-circuited? This guy's broke too. Why drag him in? I kept my head down, awkwardly stepping on my left foot with my right to hide the part where the shoe sole had peeled off. The boss shoved me forward, and I stumbled back 2 steps until I bumped into a broad, warm chest. Remembering what he'd just thought, I flinched and stepped forward fast, afraid he'd sock me too. Go ask him for the money. I pointed at myself. Me, forced to turn around, I ended up facing Mason straight on. His face gave nothing away, high cheekbones, sharp features, eyes that looked like they'd seen too much. The kid behind me shoved me again, urging me to move faster. I looked up at Mason, taller than me by a head, and swallowed hard, silently apologizing in my mind. My hand trembled as I raised it. Then I heard his thoughts again. Who the hell is this? Never seen him before. My hand wobbled. Oh crap, he's gonna come after me, isn't he? So cute. How the hell is this even possible? Those white eyes are killing me. I froze. My other hand instinctively brushed my bangs, tilting my head up just enough to expose my shadowed, tired face. And those hands, so long, so pale, such beautiful hands. I didn't even care why I'd heard his thoughts anymore. Made a run-mouth shape at him. Didn't know if he got it, but while they were distracted, I took off down the alley. Then, just as I hit the open street, a scream echoed from behind me. Oh crap. Why didn't he run? I peered around the corner, only to see it was the boss who'd screamed. I was crouched by the corner, watching quietly as Mason took care of them in seconds. No fuss, no waste. They all scrambled away, clutching their heads. One even paused to say sorry when he saw me. I nodded stiffly, then froze as a towering figure stepped into view. Did he not see me? Is he scared now? If he did, I just have to. I didn't see anything. I cut him off mid-thought, terrified he'd go after me too. Didn't see what? He wiped his hands with a wet wipe, slick move, and tossed it in the bin. Then he grabbed my jacket collar and pulled me away. I played dumb and asked, what happened to them? Why'd they take off? Dunno, probably scared you'd call the cops. That's why they bugged out. So that's how it is. Huh, liar. You're the one who knocked them into next week. Thanks for saving me. What's your name? Joshua. Joshua, nice name. Feels like a tiny, accidental little cat who wandered in from the cold. He gave my nape a quick pinch, like he was petting a cat. I'm Mason. Know that already. I twisted out of his grip, my neck burning from the touch. You do, I rushed to explain. Top of the class, school heartthrob. How could anyone not know you? Yeah, I said it out loud, but inside, not even close. Honestly, I was jealous. Why'd he have it all? Good family, perfect grades, everyone adoring him. He was like a flawless moon hanging high in the sky, the golden boy everyone looked up to. But I hated that kind of guy. He made me feel like dirt under his feet. I forced a smile, tried to butter him up. Only problem? I hadn't smiled in so long. My face felt stiff as stone. Oh crap, that had to have looked awful. I forced my lips to relax, the smile feeling awkward and stiff. Damn, you look so damn cute like that. Lips red, teeth white. I could just kiss you right now. What kind of weird mind does a good student have? What class are you in? I figured he'd hassle me if I told the truth, so I gave him a fake class. Grade 12. Class 17. Bad grades. At Zhangzhong School, classes were ranked by performance. Only 20 in total for senior year. I swallowed hard and nodded. I'm in class 1. If you need help, come find me. Free tutoring. Seriously? You're not messing with me? Wouldn't dream of it. He smirked, then gave my cheek a playful pinch, voice dipping at the end. But I do expect something in return. Oh, well then, forget it. I don't got cash. Knew this guy had something up his sleeve. Who said anything about money? Not even a plastic bottle. This one's not on you. What I want. You've definitely got it. He stopped dead in his tracks, turned sharply, dark eyes locking onto mine, black and unreadable. You're such a fool. What I want isn't just something you can hand over. I want to devour you, piece by piece. I froze. Mason wasn't just weird. He was dangerously twisted. We're brothers by blood. Why are you doing this? Maybe we should just forget it. Who knows what you're really after? And I'm not about to owe you anything. I turned and bolted, the sound of Mason's dark chuckle trailing behind me. Joshua, someone's here for you. Who? I mumbled, pushing myself up from the desk, still half in a dream. Mason, I snapped awake. How the hell did he find me? Joshua, when did you even meet the genius? Henry leaned in, raising an eyebrow, all curiosity. Though judging by his face earlier, he didn't look too happy. I tugged at my hair, annoyed. Yeah, if he found out I lied. His expression wouldn't be anything short of terrifying. What do you want? You lied to me? Wait, high school. 3rd year, class 7? I didn't lie, he smirked. I haven't even told you what this is about yet. Then he pulled a candy from his pocket and shoved it into my palm. You said 17 yesterday. I shrugged. Innocent. You must have heard wrong. All right. His frown relaxed into a smirk. If I find out you're lying, you're dead. He said it with a smile, but the words sent a chill down my spine. The candy was starting to melt in my hand. So sleepy looking and cute. Can't even be mad at him. I shivered, then blurted out what he wanted. Midterms coming up. Seriously think about my study plan. This is the exclusive one-on-one from the top student in school. I remembered my grade tanking. Fell out of the top 500 and I felt a flicker of temptation. But what was he even asking in return? Besides plastic bottles, I didn't have anything else worth a damn. Silence means yes. I didn't say that. His eyes crinkled at the corners. He stared at my thinking face, then dangled another bait. How about this? 10 days till the test. I'll tutor you every day after school. Guarantee you top 300 by midterm. Deal? Top 300 gets $1,000 each. That's way better than scavenging for bottles. I thought it over. This was a no-brainer. The guy's an idiot. Deal. I raised my fist, and he immediately got the cue, grinning as he lifted his own to bump mine. Nice working with you, little Joshua. Since I needed a quiet spot for tutoring, Mason brought me back to his place after school. But it didn't really feel like home. Empty, sterile, like no one actually lived here. This isn't my house, he said. Senior year's tight, so mom got this place close to school. I stared at the massive living room, eyes wide. Easy access, so she just bought it new. Oh, come on. You're not trying to show off how rich your family is, are you? Asterisk perfect. Just me and my baby here. No one's gonna interrupt us. Asterisk. Yeah, right. More like I'm walking straight into a lion's den. What if I don't want to study? What if I just want to torment you in every corner of this place? I cut off his thoughts with a quick, hey, let's get studying. Yeah, he said. Mason wasn't lying about being a genius. Once his bag hit the floor, he was all in. He broke everything down step by step, zeroing right in on my weak spots and building me up from there. I wasn't exactly a dummy to begin with, so it went smoother than expected. Not bad, he said. You're pretty sharp. I tilted my chin up, grinning. Guess I'm not half bad after all. His fingers tapped the table absent-mindedly, and his inner voice surfaced again. So proud. Adorable too, like a sassy Persian cat. Kinda want to reward him right now. My chest tightened, a nervous flutter rising without warning. I dropped my head down, suddenly self-conscious. You want to be rewarded now? He blinked, then shook his head slowly. If I asked now, would I scare him? He looked so skittish. Might cry like a kicked puppy. I froze. What kind of reward is this? So freaking intense. I tried to read his expression, but the longer I stared, the more it felt like he wasn't looking at my face at all. He was staring straight at my lips. All right, I'll get you home first. No way that I can make it myself. Not a chance. What if you run into trouble again like last time? I remembered Mason taking down 5 guys by himself. Honestly, he's the one who's dangerous. When we reached my door, Grandma was just about to open it, searching for me. Joshua. Your place smells amazing. It's my grandma's late-night snack. She made these steamed buns herself, and they're seriously delicious. Really? Still, you should eat more, you're way too thin. He scanned me up and down, like he was thinking something. I looked at Mason, half a head taller than me, and rolled my eyes. Seriously, just trying to show off how much bigger you are? Can you bring me one of Grandma's big steamed buns tomorrow? I've been craving them. Sure thing. So, is this like a reward? No, I'll give you $100 a day, rewards separate. Nah, don't bother. Not even the best buns are worth $100. See you tomorrow, little Josh. So I started bringing him breakfast every morning, and he'd tutor me every night. But every now and then, I could still hear his thoughts, always saying how cute I am. I wasn't sure what exactly was so cute about me. I'm a guy, for crying out loud. Then came the first mock exam, and sure enough, Mason had covered that exact type of question. The day the results dropped, the honor board was packed. I scanned the list, looking for my name. There it was, right at the bottom. Still, it was my first time on the board. Mason's at it again. First place. Wow, he's amazing. Yeah, looks like God gave him the whole package. He's hot, smart, and totally unbothered by anyone. It's gotta be your chat window. He's so cold, normally, you can barely get a word out of him. I raised an eyebrow. Was that really Mason? He's nothing like the guy I know. He talks a mile a minute. On the way home from school, I was practically bouncing as I told him all about my progress. He was watching me grin like an idiot and couldn't hold back a laugh. So, how are you gonna thank me? What kind of reward do you want? Within reason, I'm good for anything. Then came the voice in my head again. What do I even do? He actually invited me. My head spinning, I'm seconds away from kissing him. God, I want to so bad. I froze like I'd been hit by lightning. No wonder he was being so nice. He's got his eye on my body. Disgusting. He's gay. And a masochist to boot. Does he seriously still think I'm after his plastic bottle? Such an idiot. All I need is one kiss from him, and I'll hand over every single plastic bottle in Jiangzhou. His inner monologue's so loud it's annoying. Do I look like some brainless idiot chasing after plastic bottles? I couldn't take it anymore. I shot him a glare, my eyes locking with his deep black pupils. Looking closer, I noticed how strikingly handsome he was. Soft double eyelids, the corners of his eyes just slightly upturned. What's with that look? Why are you staring at me like that? But then his thoughts betrayed him again. He looks like a confused little cat with fur standing on end. I take a deep breath, mind officially blown. Sense amazing. I quickly looked away, as if the air around me had thinned out. Wait. What's wrong with him? He's messed up. But compared to that ear-splitting inner monologue, the first part didn't seem so bad after all. I thought about the top 300 and the $1,000 prize. I bit the bullet, grabbed his tie, stood on my toes, and leaned in, pressing a quick kiss to his lips. Looking up, my voice wobbled slightly from nerves, sharp but forced. Is this it? He blinked, caught off guard for a moment. Then, slow to catch on, he ran his tongue over his lips, like he was savoring the taste. My face burned instantly. Something about it felt dangerously hot. Oh my God, he just kissed me. This is my first kiss ever. What do I even do? I'm freaking out. His lips are so soft, so sweet. I could kiss him again, right now. Can I do it again? No, but you just jumped 200 spots. Can't even get a little more than one kiss. At least a rank up, right? A rank up meant over 200 kisses. Then what's left for my lips? In the end, Mason let me go home without a fight. I shut the door behind me, my mind still echoing with Mason's thoughts. Who knew the genius at the top of our class was such a freak? Especially one who's obsessed with me. I stood in front of the mirror, staring at my own reflection. My hair was too long, hanging over one eye, giving me that slightly wild, shadowed look. Kinda gloomy. Not exactly a face you'd call cute. But why's he always saying I'm adorable? Honestly, I'll never figure out how those brainy types think. It was a rare break. After the nerve-wracking first mock exam, the school actually gave us a full weekend off during the final countdown. Just as I was about to drift off to sleep, Mason called. Joshua, you free tomorrow? What's up? My sister just had a fight with her boyfriend, and we ended up with 2 extra amusement park tickets. A flicker of hope flashed through me, but I played it cool and asked, oh? And then, I was wondering if you'd want to come with me instead. I sat up straight, my heart kicking a little faster. I pretended to ponder it like I was being all serious. Sure. Right then, Grandma tapped on the door. Joshua? You want to come with me to pick apples at the farm tomorrow? The owner's desperate for help. $300 a day. I fumbled and slapped my hand over the phone, totally forgetting to mute it. Joshua? You asleep? Nah, don't worry. Skip it if you're swamped with studying. Your grades come first. I glanced at the phone, still in the middle of a call. The mix of feelings was hard to name. The call ended, and my heartbeat, racing with nerves, finally slowed to a quiet stillness. I had no idea how much Mason had heard, but right then, I really hoped he'd heard nothing at all. The outside was silent now, but I knew Grandma hadn't left yet. Just as the heavy footsteps started up again, I forced a smile and called out toward the door. Got it, Grandma. We'll go together tomorrow. Good, good. Now get some rest. Grandma shuffled off slowly, and only when her footsteps faded did I finally let out a sigh. She was past 60, not exactly in great health, but still went out every day, doing whatever she could to earn a few bucks. I knew she was saving up for my college and my future wife's dowry. Maybe the amusement park could wait. I'd take her there later, on my own terms, with me by her side. I pulled out my phone and texted Mason back. Got something tomorrow, go ahead with someone else. Thanks for the offer. He replied right away. Cool, then I'm out too. No one else is gonna be there. This was always about going with you. Get some sleep, little Josh. Night. The next day when he arrived at the orchard, Mason was already there. Unexpected but not unwelcome. What are you doing here? Mason slipped on his gloves with easy familiarity, a smirk tugging at the corner of his mouth. Obviously, I'm here to work. Then he let his expression drop. Forgot. My family lost everything. I'm here to see you, idiot. The orchard date, kind of unique vibe. He pulled on the gloves, then lifted his hands in front of me and gave them a little shake, like some prince who'd wandered into the estate, about to pick fruit with his own two hands. Come on, let's go pick apples. He grabbed the basket and took my hand. I glanced around. Everyone was spaced about 10 meters apart. You couldn't work close together or it'd mess up efficiency. Joshua, I'm not good at this. Can you stay with me? Yeah, he'd been a spoiled rich kid before. Definitely never done manual labor. I tugged his hand back toward me, and suddenly this odd little pride flared up inside. All right then, I'll show you how it's done. Thanks, Xiao Zhonglin. The trees weren't too tall. He plucked apples from above and passed them down to me. The basket filled up fast. Once we'd each finished our quota of 20 baskets, he pulled me off to a shady spot for a break. He handed me a wet wipe to clean my hands, then grabbed 2 big red apples, wiped them down, and passed one to me. We just finished our shift, and we're already snacking. Kinda bad, right? I glanced at him, nervous, my eyes darting around. A supervisor passed by. I instantly wrapped my arm around his neck and yanked his head down. Both of us ducked low into the grass. What? I widened my eyes, reached out fast, and slapped my hand over his mouth. Then puckered up and made a shushing gesture. Didn't know if he got it, but at this point, I didn't even care anymore. I slowly turned my head, glancing back at the guard who'd just passed by. He shot a quick look in our direction. Maybe he spotted me, but then quickly looked away, scanning elsewhere. Thank God, I wasn't caught. I turned back, exhaling hard. Then a sudden damp warmth hit my palm, a flick of his hot tongue tracing my skin. I jerked my hand back like I'd been shocked, frowning at Mason. Mason lifted his head. The usual cool detachment was gone, replaced by a dazed look. He lowered his lashes slightly, eyes fixed on my hand, as if he'd just mapped every line with his tongue. I curled my fingers instinctively, brushing the spot where he'd licked. The tingling still buzzed under my skin, heat creeping up my palm. Someone was checking in just now, I said flatly, biting into the apple. Really sweet. Is that so? He leaned in close, his breath warm against my ear. Can I try a bite? You've got one already. Lost it. Got dirty, and sneaking snacks isn't exactly the smartest move. My jaw froze mid-chew. I shoved the rest of the apple toward him without a word. Here, go on, eat it. He blinked, then tilted his head back and let out a soft chuckle. All right, he took the apple, pressed his lips right where I'd bitten in, and sank his teeth deep. It's really sweet. I was about to wait for him to finish the apple and pull him up to get back to work, when his noisy inner monologue popped up again. Indirect kiss. I like it. So soft. That little palm. Wish I could lick it again. So shy. Even stealing an apple makes him nervous. Adorable. Next time, I'll bring him apples from another orchard. He won't even know the whole hillside belongs to me. I froze, staring at Mason in disbelief. What's wrong? He wiped the sweat from my forehead with his sleeve. Nothing. I brushed his hand away, feeling once again how far apart we were. So he really was a prince. Come to live like a regular guy in the orchard. A little disappointed, I thought. He pulled me down to lie on the ground and asked, Xiao Jianglin, which school do you want to apply to? Just Jiangshong University here in town. He propped himself up on an elbow, looking down at me. Why? Don't you want to go somewhere better with me? I shook my head and gazed up at the endless blue sky. The world's big, but I've got to stay close to Grandma. I need to be there for her. He tugged lightly at my eyelashes, making me squirm. Then we'll bring Grandma over and buy a place right next door to us. Just got into college and already living with my girlfriend. Can't wait. I grabbed his wandering hand, ignoring the last thought buzzing in his head, and tilted my face to look at him. Mason, your goal's Jing University, isn't it? I don't think I can make it. He arched a brow. It's fine. I've got you. Just those 5 simple words. Something so plain, yet they sent my heart racing harder than all his more explicit thoughts ever had. I stared at the face now inches from mine, tracing every line of his features with my eyes. My gaze finally settled on his lips. I suddenly got it, why he thought I was cute, because something so simple could make my heart flutter like a spell had been cast. Joshua, let's go to a better school, together. See the world beyond our little corner of it. I snapped back to myself and nodded without even thinking. But then he was lying on his back, hands behind his head, eyes fixed on the sky, dreaming big. Come on, we could still go to the same city, same state, near each other's schools. Don't you want that, baby? Don't you want to be with me? I'm so heartbroken. I need to cram more study time into her brain, close the gap between us even more. I do. I cut in, staring right at him. He kept that blank expression, no flicker, no hint. Who knew such a poker face hid so much inner drama? Yes. She said she wants to be with me. Awesome. I knew she loved me all along. This feels like a full-on love confession. How amazing is this? I mean, I want to go to Jing City too. I wanted to go somewhere better with him. He froze for a split second, then caught my hand and slid his fingers into mine. Yeah, then we're going to Jing City together. I'd spent the whole afternoon loafing with Mason, and by evening when we handed in our haul, he was empty-handed. But there was no need to worry. This whole hillside belonged to him anyway. Still, I looked around and didn't see Grandma anywhere. She's waiting by the gate. Let's go, he said. He grabbed my hand and shoved the 200 yuan reward into it too. That was supposed to be a bonus for how many we'd picked, but I knew better. His eyes kept flicking over to Mason's face as he handed it over. I wasn't about to take more, but he wouldn't hear of it. By the time we reached the orchard gate, I spotted Grandma resting in the gazebo. I frowned. Grandma, why'd you come out so early? I wasn't even inside, she said with a grin. They told me I did good, asked me to be a taster. Spent all day here eating apples, tried every kind. Look. I got a whole bunch of these, she added, gesturing at the 2 big baskets on the table. I glanced at the baskets, then shot Mason a look. That your classmate? Lunch is ready. Come on over for dinner. Before I could say no, Mason stepped in. Thanks, Grandma, that's really kind of you. But are we bothering you? Not at all, she laughed. Mason flashed me a quick smile and leaned in, whispering right into my ear. Joshua, please? Just treat me to dinner. After that, how could I say no? Mason stepped forward, basket in hand, chatting with Grandma as they walked ahead, laughing and swapping stories. He had a knack for making people smile. Grandma was beaming from ear to ear, practically giddy. The sun had dipped below the horizon, painting the road in golden light, stretching our shadows long behind us. Something in my chest tightened, without meaning to. I found myself thinking, this is really something. After dinner, Mason insisted on going over the mistakes from this mock exam with me, so absorbed in explaining that I barely noticed night creeping in until it was fully dark outside. By the time we'd gone through every single concept, it was well past 10 o'clock. Grandma tapped on the door and brought in a plate of sliced apples. Tired from studying? Want something sweet? She set the fruit down and glanced worriedly out the window. It's so late. Why don't you stay over, Mason? You can crash on Joshua's bed. I jumped in first. Nah, Grandma, my room's way too small. Plus, Mason probably wants to go home anyway, right? I gave Mason a quick wink. He got it instantly. Yeah, Grandma, it'd be too much trouble for Joshua. Nice job, mentally gave him a thumbs up. I'm kinda afraid of the dark, and there's no one at home. The buses and subways are long gone. But walking takes about an hour, so I'll be home by midnight. Don't worry. Wait, take back the thumbs up. Not a problem at all. Poor kid, just stay the night. Grandma squeezed Mason's hand, her face full of concern, then shot me an angry glare. I twitched my lips and flicked up a middle finger in some quiet corner where no one could see. Perfect. I'm not missing this chance. I'd be sleeping next to my wife tonight? Can't wait. Can't wait. Damn, buying time like that was totally worth it. I'm a genius. Soon I'll be hugging my sweet wife. Can't even breathe without imagining sinking into her blankets and just inhaling her. The more I heard his twisted thoughts, the more embarrassed I got, and my face burned hotter with every word. Once Grandma was gone, Mason dropped the act. I think I deserve a reward. What? The kind from last time. I've been tutoring you all day. Don't tell me you're not going to give me anything? I want it. His eyes locked on my lips, and his throat bobbed. I thought back to everything he'd done today, and my heart melted a little. Before I could even step up, he leaned in first, closing the gap between us. Then he shut his eyes, waiting for me to move. I inched closer, my gaze fixed on his soft lips just inches away. Joshua, you two get to bed early now. The silence got too heavy. I jumped back a step. Mason snapped his eyes open. I stammered, okay. Got it, Grandma. The tension vanished. I turned red and stepped away, heading for the shower. Mason suddenly grabbed my hand, pulling me into his arms and holding me tight, his eyes locked on mine. I sank into the depth of his dark, glossy eyes. My mind went blank. All I could hear was my own heartbeat pounding in my chest. After a few seconds, seeing I wasn't reacting, he leaned down and kissed me. I froze. Forgot to breathe, just blinked up at him. Close your eyes. In the pause between breaths, he said it sharply, just 2 words, and then came back down, deepening the kiss. I thought I'd suffocate. I didn't breathe again until he finally let me go. He brushed his thumb over my lower lip. You forgot how to breathe. So clumsy. I flushed, stammering a defense. Last time wasn't like this. Sorry. I couldn't help it. Thanks, little Joshua. That's how Joshua and I kicked off our grueling grind for the college entrance exam. 5 a.m. wake-up calls. 10 p.m. Come home. Every single day felt like clockwork, dull as dishwater. Yet somehow we kept going, fueled by the light ahead, almost happy in the struggle. I hadn't slipped out of the top 300 in either my second or third mock exams. Then came the real thing. My luck ran out. We were in different testing rooms, so every morning I'd send Mason a quick, "You got this," before the exam. But on the final day, English, I was late. I'd purposely arrived an hour early at the exam venue. But as I passed through a park on my way, I heard a cry for help. I sprinted over right away, but it was lunch break, no one around. About 3 or 4 meters from the shore, a little boy was flailing and shouting for help. The sun beat down hard, and I fumbled as I called emergency services. But help would take time, while the boys' shouts were fading fast. I was panicking like a cornered rat, and I wasn't even good at swimming. My memory of that one childhood swim class felt like it happened lifetimes ago. After my parents passed, I never went back to lessons. Then nothing. He went still. I saw him sinking beneath the surface, and I didn't think twice. I jumped in. I kicked toward him using whatever moves I could remember from that old swim class. Just as I grabbed his hand, he went wild with panic. His reflexes slammed me back. I froze for a second, terrified already, and now I was dragging under, choked on water. My head spun, felt like I was fading fast. My thoughts blurred. My body grew heavy. I lost strength with every second. When I opened my eyes again, a crowd had gathered around me. I heaved up the water from my stomach. Couldn't breathe for half a minute. Before I could think straight, I grabbed someone's arm and gasped out, "What time is it?" 3:05. 3:05. My mind snapped awake. The exam had already started. "Uncle, take me to the test center. Take me now." Panic and tears poured out at once. I pushed myself up off the ground. "You should be in a hospital right now. I can't. I have to take the exam. Please, Uncle, drive me to the test center. There's only 10 minutes left. I'm gonna miss it." I didn't care that my face was soaked with tears. I just kept choking out my plea. Okay, calm down. I'll get you there." I felt in my pockets. My phone was gone, but there wasn't time to waste. I bolted out the car and sprinted like hell. I made it into the exam hall with less than a minute to spare. Still half-drenched. I didn't care, no one even looked up. Everyone was locked in their own battle for this life-changing moment. The listening section was already winding down. I forced myself to steady my breathing. Mason's promise echoed in my head like a mantra. Even though I tried to focus, my fingers trembled around the pen. My head throbbed, heavy as lead. Those 2 hours crawled by and vanished all at once. As the bell rang, I scribbled a frantic ending to my essay. I knew I'd blown it. The one subject I was proud of, my English, had wrecked me. I walked out slowly, dazed and numb. People were fading away, celebrating the end of 3 long years with cheers and laughter. I was the only one dragging my feet toward the school gate, step by heavy step. My eyelids grew heavier and heavier. Just as I was slipping into darkness, I saw Grandma and Mason rushing over. I must have slipped into a deep sleep, too heavy to open my eyes. In the dream, I was failing the college entrance exam, staring at that rejection letter. Then it flipped back to me walking toward the English test hall. My legs felt like lead. I'd reported the emergency and wanted to leave, but I couldn't move. Then another version of me appeared, whispering, "Go on, you're gonna miss English class if you don't. And even if you stay, you can't swim. You're useless here." The scene shifted again. Everyone focused, writing their answers, then walking into the university of their dreams. And me? Left behind, just a shadow in the gutter, watching someone else's happiness from below. Then, help! That one cry yanked me back to the lake. No, I turned to that other version of myself and said, "I can't leave. He's fading, and I'm the only one who can help." The scenes kept flashing. Finally, me sinking into a whirlpool, struggling but trapped. But one thought kept looping in my head. Why isn't she waking up? Her hands are so cold. What if something's wrong? Shut up, idiot. She'll be fine. Don't jinx it. She's been out all day. Wonder if she's hungry or hurting. His lips are that pale. If I could take the pain for him, I would. Stop the noise. Must have been wishing him quiet, because I forced my way out of the haze, snapping awake from a nightmare. When I opened my eyes again, all I saw was white, pure and endless, and that sharp, stinging smell of antiseptic. "Shut up. You're so loud." I tried to speak, but my throat was dry and blocked, like something had crushed it shut. "Joshua, you're finally awake." Mason took my hand and pressed it against his cheek. Then tears spilled. "You've been out for a whole day? How are you feeling? Want some water? Food? Grandma went home to grab fresh clothes for you. Do you have any idea how scared I was? You didn't reply to my messages yesterday. As soon as the exam ended, I came straight here. Didn't expect you. Just collapsed right in front of me. My heart nearly stopped. I rushed you to the hospital immediately. You were burning up at almost 40 degrees. Fever kept dropping, then spiking back up all day. I was ready to lose my mind. So it's already the second day? No wonder I'm so drained. I reached up to brush away a tear from his cheek, and my own eyes stung too. Mason, I bombed the exam. He froze for a beat. His usual dark eyes, always so sharp and bright, went soft, fogged over. "It's okay," he said, pulling my hand gently toward his lips and pressing a kiss to it. "You did amazing. You're so strong. You've already done everything you could. And that's more than enough. You're the bravest, most incredible Joshua." I wasn't really feeling anything until the results came out. Mason made it his mission every day to cheer me up, so did Grandma. Then the boy and his parents showed up with a banner of gratitude. Their heartfelt thanks, the kid's genuine smile. Everything washed away most of my dark thoughts. For days, I kept asking myself, was what I did right? Even though I knew it was the right choice, I still carried regret. But suddenly, something shifted. I let go, because deep down, I know I'd do it all over again. The day the scores came out, no more nerves. Reality hit hard. My results were a dozen points lower than I'd hoped. English was down by 30 points, but the other subjects pulled me back up, still not terrible. It wasn't perfect, but I just scraped in at the back end of my dream school. And Mason still nailed it, steady as ever. I threw my arms around him and burst into tears. So happy I couldn't breathe. I wrapped my arms around Mason, tears streaming down my face from sheer joy. "Mason, I can go to Jing City with you now. I kept my promise. I can be with you, going places farther than ever before." I had a decent summer with Mason. We took grandma to the amusement park and I finally got my driver's license. I used my tutoring money for a road trip with Mason, and we even rented 2 apartments right between our respective universities in Jing City. Funny thing is, ever since I woke up that time, I haven't been able to hear his thoughts anymore. But honestly, I don't think I need to. His emotions are right there in his eyes. No hiding anything now. Mason, I said, I never told you this, but I could hear your thoughts. He froze for a second. His expression went blank. His breath slowed. Now I can't hear them anymore, he said quietly. I almost laughed. He'd been holding it in the whole time. He took a sharp breath, then exhaled like he was coming back to himself. So, you heard all of that? All those thoughts I kept locked away? I nodded. I expected him to blush, act embarrassed, maybe even look away. Instead, he scooped me up in one smooth move and leaned down to kiss me. Man, he mumbled against my lips. I've been pretending this whole time. Almost killed myself keeping it together. My mind went completely blank. I just stared. Wait. This is nothing like what I thought would happen. So, does that mean it's time for my reward now? My thoughts drifted for a few seconds before I snapped back to reality. Forgot. There was his reward, too. He leaned in impatiently, and I shoved him back just in time to catch my breath. Wait, Mason. I need to say something. His hands wandered to my waist. Later. We can talk later. I like you. He looked at me like a wolf scenting prey, and I seized the moment to confess. I knew his obsession, his darkness, the twisted edge of him, but he was also smart, sincere, and utterly devoted in love. Nobody's perfect. He isn't. I'm not. Nobody is. If I love him, then I'll take it all, flaws and all. Why didn't you say you liked me? I was a little annoyed. He'd been the one to fall for me first. Why did I have to be the one to confess? He blinked, then lightly brushed my lips with his fingertip. I thought I did. No, when exactly? In my head. I've said it 1,000,000 times over. He nuzzled my forehead, pressing our brows together. But if you want to hear it, I'll say it every single day from now on. I love you.